Lucy's Kitchen. It's Lucy's Kitchen. Do 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 do. Lucy's Kitchen. Lucy's Kitchen. Lucy's Kitchen. It's Lucy's Kitchen. Lucy's Kitchen. Lucy's Kitchen. Oh yeah. Lucy's Kitchen. She's Lucy and she's got a kitchen. Lucy's Kitchen.
Hi, welcome to Lucy's Kitchen. I'm Lucy and this is my kitchen. You can make a really delicious dinner out of just about anything. So I looked in my pantry, I looked in my refrigerator, I came up with some odds and ends, and that's what we're going to cook today. First of all, I've got a piece of chicken. This was cooked the other night. It's a nice chicken breast. It's really about half of a chicken breast, but it's a big one, so it'll be plenty. I've got a half an ear of corn from Corn on the Cob. I looked around, I thought, well, what else do I have? I've got some corn tortillas, so I pulled those out. I thought, okay, that's it. I'm going to make enchiladas. So I've got about, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 5 corn tortillas. That's about enough. And I'm only cooking for 2, so I don't have to really make a huge meal. I found this kind of ugly zucchini that needs to be used, so I'm going to chop that up and saute it. Got a can of black beans. And I'm mixing everything up together with a convenient can of cream of chicken and mushroom soup, plus some sour cream, a little bit of this really good green chili salsa from Hatch, and it also has tomatillos in it, so it's got a nice bite and tang. And then I don't feel like chopping an onion, and so I'm going to throw in some of this diced, or whatever it is, this dried onion. Not the powder, but the actual dried onion. So it's kind of like flakes, and that'll be great. So in fact, I'll just go ahead and throw those in. Anyway, so what do? We start by shredding the chicken. And actually I'm going to cut the corn off the cob. So this is exactly how much I need, which is about half a cob of corn. It's already cooked, ready to go. And so I'm going to just use my knife and slice it off right there against the cob. There's a little bit left here at the bottom, and then we can throw that away. So now that I've got the corn off the cob, I'm going to just actually crumble it into the bowl where I have the chicken soup, and we just want it to be nice and individual. A lot of people say, what am I going to do? I really don't know how to cook. I just can't think of anything to cook. Well, just when you have ingredients, just think about how they go together. And leftovers are great because you can always transform them into something really tasty if you just use your imagination. And really, it doesn't have to be all this stuff. I happen to have this stuff around. You might have something else around. You might have, instead of cream of chicken soup, you might have a tomato soup. Well, that would change the whole thing. So you would want to think about, well, what would go with that? And then you'd look in your pantry and see if you have any, rice or pasta, and you can cook some of that up and mix it all together. If you don't have tortillas, but today I do have tortillas, and what else you can use, which is really fun. If you don't have tortillas, you could always use layers of tortilla chips. And actually, that is an incredibly good idea, which I'm not doing today, but I think I'm going to do it next time. Anyway, you can see that this nice chicken breast produced quite a lot of chicken. Plenty for this casserole. And I'm throwing it in there. I've already drained and rinsed the black beans. Throw them in there too. And let's see, I'll throw a little bit more of the onion in there. Now the onion is dehydrated, but by the time this is all done, it will be nice and rehydrated from all the liquid that's going to be in here. We want to take some sour cream. That's about, I'd say about half a cup. You don't really need a lot. And throw that in there. And maybe, oh, I don't know. I'm going to shake this green chili. Put some of that in there. And that's going to give it a lot of flavor. It's also spicy, so watch out. All right. And then, because all this stuff is processed, it doesn't have, it has a lot of salt already in it, so you don't have to add salt and pepper at this point. So the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to cut up the zucchini, and what I want to do is make it into small enough pieces that when you cut up the enchilada, it won't come out in giant chunks. And then I'm going to saute this, and I'm also going to fry the tortillas. So I'm taking off some of the bad part of the skin, which is kind of, but I'm leaving some of it in because I like the color. And so I'm just going to dice it up. And in fact, I'm going to use my bigger knife so I can do this a lot quicker. So anyway, it can be fun. Now, why do I want to saute this? And the reason is because zucchini is one of those vegetables that gives off a lot of liquid. So if I don't saute it, it will actually give off liquid, and you'll end up with a kind of liquidy casserole. Next thing we're going to do is fry up the tortillas. We just need to fry them a little bit, not hard or anything, just to make sure that they don't get mushy when they're in the casserole. I've got some oil heating up here. You can use vegetable oil. Threw in a couple of drops of water to see how it's doing. Turn it down, start off on high, and turn it down. And then I'm going to just take a couple of these, throw them in, and they just need about 10 seconds each. You can see it's bubbling, perfect temperature. As soon as it puffs up, ready, drain it, throw it on the plate, and next one. Whoa. All right, that's very sizzly. Notice I step back because I don't want to get splattered with the hot oil. This stuff is so quick. Now we're going to pat that dry with a little paper towel in a few minutes, but right now we won't worry about it. Okay, done. Now we've got probably just about the right amount of oil to saute the zucchini. I'm going to throw it right in. Ow. And I'm turning it down to low. Take my favorite tool. So even though I have it on low, the zucchini is cooking away pretty fast. And we just want the zucchini to get a little bit golden, not to soften up too much, but at the same time cooked enough so it doesn't release very much liquid in the casserole. And I'm going to turn it up a little now because I want it to cook faster. It's already starting to turn the way I want it. And that's it. Done with the zucchini. Here we are with the sauteed zucchini. I don't want all this oil, so I'm just going to use a slotted spoon to pull it out. A little bit of the oil is good though, because it's going to make for a creamier and tastier casserole mixture. And we're going to just stir it all together. And it actually smells really good. Now, again, this is a creative endeavor. This isn't something where you're supposed to write down the recipe and never change it. I want you to think about what you like. If you like roasted red peppers, you could chop some of those up and throw them in here. Beautiful color. All right. So now I'm going to take this casserole, and here are the fried up tortillas. And these just happen to be about the size of my casserole. I'm patting off some of the excess oil. Throw it in there. And I'm going to tear one of these in half. I want to make this as easy as possible so that we completely cover up the bottom. All right, now I'm going to take about a third of this mixture, push that in there, put a tortilla in the middle, and we want to put some cheese on it. As a matter of fact, I think what I'll do, because this is one of the things I had in my fridge, and cheese is always good in enchiladas, I'm going to put it under the layer of corn tortilla. All right, and then I'm going to take another third of the mixture. A little more cheese. One more tortilla. The rest of the mixture. And smooth it out so it's nice and flat. And I'm going to put some of the cheese under and then the rest of the cheese on top. So a little bit of cheese. And this is the 1.5 tortillas, which will cover the top. In fact, I think I'm going to cut it in the other 1.5 too, and we're going to get a nice coverage here. Okay, all right. And you won't be able to see that because it's going to be covered with cheese. I think I want a little more cheese than this. Also, I'm going to use my spoon and I'm going to push this down around the edges so it's nice and smooth. We don't want it coming up. And I've got happens to have extra cheese, so this is, I'm using cheddar. You can use any cheese you have around. Another thing is, if you don't have any chicken, but you happen to have a leftover hamburger, you could certainly do the same thing with that. Okay, all ready to go. Just pop it in the oven for about 25 minutes, and you'll have actually, this is enough for 4. I made it for 2, but it's enough for 4. Oh, doesn't that look delicious? Nice crispy top, browned cheese with the tortilla right underneath, and I know it's nice and crispy, bubbly, and it smells so good. I think we've got dinner. So, just if you're ready to eat, grab a couple of bowls. I would serve this in a bowl because it's going to be messy. Use a knife and a great big serving spoon and scoop some up into a bowl. Throw on some more cheese if you want, a little cilantro. You can put some chopped up jalapenos on there. You can chop up some tomatoes and shred some lettuce. It'll be absolutely a treat. I hope that you've enjoyed today's cooking demonstration. Like us, subscribe, and come back for more delicious recipes from my kitchen to yours. Thank you for being here. See you next time.